Peppa Pig is without doubt one of the most watched and loved cartoons in the world. But even the best cartoons have animation mistakes. In this video, I'm sharing the most hilarious animation mistakes I've found in Peppa Pig. Watch until the end, because you sure don't want to miss any of these. Without any delay, let's dive straight into the video. At the beginning of the episode, The Dentist, we can see George and Peppa near the sink, getting ready to brush their teeth before going to bed. If we take a look at the sink, we can see that it's completely filled with water. However, in the next frame, the sink is completely empty. Looks like that sink drains faster than my motivation on a Monday morning. In the episode Chloe's Puppet Show, Peppa's family is driving to their cousin's house for a visit. When Peppa's family arrives, Uncle Pig, Auntie Pig, and Chloe Pig are seen waiting outside. After greeting each other, Chloe Pig invites Peppa and George to come inside because she wants to show them something. When they are walking up the stairs, take a look at the door. Here we can see that the door handle is on the left side. However, at the beginning of the episode, the door handle was on the opposite side. How is that even possible? Maybe the door handle just wanted to see the world from a different angle. But this is not the only mistake in this episode. Another mistake can be found when Peppa and George are in Chloe's room. Chloe has a puppet theater and makes puppets of Peppa, George, Uncle Pig, and herself. They put on a puppet show after lunch, and here is where the mistake happens. If we look at the bed, we can see that there is a panda bear toy on top of the bed and a ball at the bottom of the same bed. However, a few frames later, the items completely disappeared out of nowhere. Maybe the panda got bored and left, or the ball just rolled away to find a new adventure. In the episode Super Potato, Mr. Potato visits Peppa's Playgroup and introduces his superhero friend, Super Potato. Super Potato teaches the children about the importance of eating fruits and vegetables every day. In the scene where Super Potato gets to Peppa's school to save Mr. Potato, who is trapped in his car, Super Potato uses his incredible power to lift the glass lid off and save Mr. Potato.
Has rescued Mr. Potato.
Hooray!
But this is not the mistake. The mistake is that before the lid is completely raised, Mr. Potato's head glitches through as if the laws of physics took a day off. Or maybe it was the animators. Who knows? Moving on. At the start of the episode, The Power Cut, Peppa and George are happily dancing together in the family's living room. Pay close attention to the position of the stereo. Suddenly, the stereo warps and the lights go out, causing Peppa and George to stop dancing. Peppa and George then run to Daddy Pig, asking him why the house is suddenly so dark. Mummy and Daddy Pig explain that the house has a power outage and that the electricity will hopefully return soon. After the power outage, all the lights come back on, and so does the stereo. But wait a second, did you guys see that? The stereo is facing the other direction now. This is the position of the stereo before and after the power outage. Yep, that's a big animation mistake right there. Talking about things changing positions, a similar but more noticeable mistake can be found in the episode Swimming, where Peppa and her family go swimming. Poor George is a bit nervous at first, but he soon starts enjoying himself with his friend Richard Rabbit. Peppa, as always, has a great time splashing around in the pool. You know who is not having a great time? The poor animators. At the very beginning of the episode, we can see changing rooms with 4 doors. The colors from left to right are blue, green, yellow, and red. But when we get to the end of the episode, something strange happens. The colors of the doors are completely reversed. The colors from left to right are now red, yellow, green, and blue. Did Peppa's family swim so hard that they messed up the order of the universe? Or are those doors just trying out a new look? Speaking of new looks, in the episode Playgroup Star, Peppa earns her first Playgroup Star for creating a beautiful drawing of her house. When she's showing her drawing to Madame Gazelle, notice that the background of the drawing is white. Later in the episode, when Peppa asks Daddy Pig if he ever got a Playgroup Star, notice how her drawing now has a blue background. Guess the animators decided Peppa's house needed a sky. In the episode Daddy Pig's Birthday, Mummy Pig, Peppa, and George prepare a special birthday present for Daddy Pig. In the scene where Mummy Pig pours all the cake batter into the cake pan, we can see that the bowl is empty. When Mummy Pig puts the cake in the oven, the same bowl Peppa is holding is no longer empty. How does that make any sense? Before, we saw Mummy Pig holding the same bowl, and it was empty. And now it's full again? That's a big mistake right there. Another mistake that happens in Mummy Pig's magical kitchen is in the episode Pancakes. Mummy Pig makes pancakes and Peppa and George help her. When we look at all the ingredients on the table, one that really stands out is a milk jug that is slightly filled above the handle. After Mummy Pig pours the milk into the flour mix, notice that the milk stays at the same level as before. Looks like that jug is magical too, just like Mummy Pig's kitchen. Now that we've spotted some quick mistakes, let's take a moment to show our love for Peppa Pig by leaving something positive about the show in the comments. And while you are at it, make sure to hit that beautiful shiny subscribe button if you want to watch more of these types of videos and support our amazing journey. Now let's continue with some more animation mistakes. Now this next episode is filled with some funny animation mistakes. In the episode Captain Daddy Pig, Peppa and her family borrow Grandpa Pig's boat for a day out on the river. In the scene where they approach a bridge, let's take a look at where Mummy Pig is standing. If we take a look at the pole, notice that there is nothing there. A few moments later in the episode, when they are cruising on the water, a bell suddenly appears out of nowhere. But that's not all. Later, in the same episode, another mistake can be found in the scene where Mummy Pig is steering the boat. If we take a look at the back of the boat, there is nothing there. However, sometime later, a black cylinder appears out of nowhere. Either the boat has magic powers, or the animators thought that nobody would notice. But we sure did. Moving on, in one scene in the episode George's New Dinosaur, Mummy and Daddy Pig are trying to get George and Peppa to go to bed. If we take a look at the window, we can see it's nighttime, since we can see a moon through the window. The mistake here is that in the next frame, the moon is suddenly gone. In the episode Mr. Skinnylegs, George and Peppa befriend and play with a spider. Peppa and George play together with her dollhouse and make a tea party.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mummy.
When Peppa opens the dollhouse, we can see a wall from the dollhouse behind her. A few frames later, the wall is nowhere to be seen. Did it get tired of the tea party and run away? In the episode The Fish Pond, Daddy Pig is looking forward to taking Peppa and George to visit a fish pond that he used to visit when he was still a little piglet.
How are we going to find the right big tree? Oh!
Oh, it's usually me that walks into trees.
In one of the scenes, George and Peppa have both an ice cream in their hands while they are walking to the pond. When Daddy Pig is talking to Miss Rabbit, the scene zooms in and then zooms out again. But wait, where did Peppa and George's ice cream go? It's impossible they have finished it in one bite. That's a mistake right there. Well folks, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future content. Thanks for watching and see you next time.